Yeah, so hey, this is kind of a crazy day. Just figured I'd play some music and kind of get through it together here. I hope everybody has voted or is about to vote. From what I'm hearing, even if you're in the city, it's not taken as long as it usually does. So, yeah, if you haven't yet, just, pop out there when you can and, just, be counted, go vote. And, So, today we're going to be going on a little hike with a few icons that we've all heard of. One is, we got like Michelle Obama, Neil deGrasse Tyson, so there's going to be some few words in there as we do some music here. Hope you enjoy. Say hi if you want to say hello, and I hope the rest of the day goes well. This should be interesting.
I suppose most of you have heard of Zen. But before going on to explain any details about it, I want to make one thing absolutely clear. I am not a Zen Buddhist. I am not advocating Zen Buddhism. I'm not trying to convert anyone to it. I have nothing to sell. I'm an entertainer. That is to say, in the same sense that when you go to a concert and you listen to someone play Mozart, he has nothing to sell except the sound of the music. He doesn't want to convert you to anything. He doesn't want you to join an organization in favor of Mozart's music as opposed to, say, Beethoven's. And I approach you in the same spirit as a musician with his piano or a violinist with his violin. Just want you to enjoy a point of view which I enjoy.
Lao Tzu puts it in this way: the great Tao flows everywhere, both to the left and to the right. It loves and nourishes all things, but does not lord it over them. And when merits are accomplished, it lays no claim to them. The more, therefore, you relinquish power, trust others, the more powerful you become. But in such a way that instead of having to lie awake nights, controlling everything, you do it beautifully by trusting the job to everyone else. They carry it on for you. So you can go to sleep at night and trust your nervous system to wake you up in the morning. You can even tell it, I want to wake up at 6 o'clock, and it'll wake you up just like an alarm clock. This seems a sort of paradox to say this, but the principle of unity, of coming to a sense of oneness with the whole of the rest of the universe, is not to try to obtain power over the rest of the universe. That will only disturb it and antagonize it and make it seem less one with you than ever. The way to become one with the universe is to trust it as another, as you would another, and say, let's see what you're going to do. But in doing that, you see, in saying that to everything else that you have been taught to think is not you, you are also saying it to yourself. Because finally, as I pointed out, you do not know where your decisions come from. They pop up like it.
Father and a mother who gave me gifts that were priceless, and for that I owe so much. So I think about that. I think about making them proud. I think about, with every word I utter, what does that mean for them? How do I speak to their legacy? So I don't know that it's a song. If I were to pick a song, it would be a Stevie Wonder song of any kind. If there were poetic words, they'd be the words of Maya Angelou, powerful, true. But if they're everyday words, they're the words of Marion and Fraser Robinson, telling us to do what you say you're going to do, to be honest and true, to treat people with dignity and respect. And it wasn't just their words, it was their actions. It was to be open-hearted, to be empathetic, and to make your life useful, and to define that usefulness as broadly as you can. Those words guide me, and they led me to Barack Obama, who reminded me very much of my own father in his decency and his honesty and his compassion. So that was my foundation. somebody else, because it allows you to ignore the stuff that you need to work on internally. So sometimes it's a distraction. It's a good, socially acceptable distraction, but it's a distraction nonetheless. But I think it starts with thinking about that point. It's like, what are we all doing for ourselves in the midst of this? How do we expect to keep going and doing for others if we ourselves are not emotionally, physically healthy? If we don't take that time in that moment, and for so many, it is really just a moment. It's a moment to take some time out to exercise. Nobody's telling anybody to run a marathon. It's just a matter of figure out how to walk every day, how to stand up, how to move your body, how to, get blood pumping through you. It doesn't have to be miraculous, but we have to think about when it's time to do that, why, what stops us? And that everybody in this room has to answer that for themselves, because those are the demons that haunt us, the things that keep us from taking care of ourselves. But you also learn when you're a mother. This is something I learned, and I learned a lot of this when I became a mother, because when you have children, you have to be fiercely organized to get anything done. And I learned that if I don't put myself up on the priority list, that somehow my kids will eventually get knocked down on that list. If I'm not protecting my time, if I'm not learning how to say no, even to the best things, even to the most worthy things, because I need to sleep, or I need to eat, or I need to take time out to exercise, that I am no good to my children. And once again, as one of those do-gooders, it's easier for me to make changes because of this baby than it is to do it for myself. But we need to be having that conversation, because our health is the thing that will keep us going, which is why I focus so much.
This morning I wanted to talk about space.
All right, just a couple of thoughts. One that's sort of deeply cosmic, and another one that is fascinatingly disturbing, I think. You'll be the judge of this. Consider a couple of fundamental facts that has been gleaned in the past 60 years. That the ingredients, if you had asked your chemistry teacher 50 years ago, once you looked at that mysterious chart of boxes that sat in front of your class, the periodic table of elements, where did those elements come from? The chemistry teacher would actually not have an answer for you. They'll say, well, you dig them out of the earth. That's not where they come from. It took modern astrophysics to determine the origin of the chemical elements. We observe stars. We know what goes on in their center. They explode, laying bare their contents. And what we have discovered is that the elements of the periodic table, that which we are made of, derive from the actions of stars that have manufactured the elements, exploded, scattered their enriched guts across the galaxy, contaminating or enriching gas clouds that then form a next generation of stars populated by planets and possibly life. And so, when you look at the ingredients of the universe, the number one ingredient is hydrogen. Next is helium. Next is carbon. Hydrogen, helium, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen. Those are the top ingredients in the universe. And you say, well, okay, that's kind of cool. Well, and you look at Earth, because we like thinking of ourselves as special. We say, oh, we're special. Well, what are we made of? Well, what's the number one sort of molecule in the body? It's water. It's water. Well, what's water made of? H2O, hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen and oxygen. In fact, if you rank the elements in the human body, with the exception of helium, which is chemically inert, useless to you for any reason other than just to inhale it and sound like Mickey Mouse, you can't die from helium unless that's all you breathe. Number one in the human body is hydrogen. Matches the universe. Number two is oxygen. Matches the universe. Number three, carbon. Matches the universe. Number four, nitrogen. Matches the universe. And for each of us, the fifth element, other, is the same in both places. Okay? Other. So, we learned in the last 50 years that, of course, not only do we exist in this universe, it is the universe itself that exists within us. And had we been made of some rare isotope of bismuth, you would have arguments, hey, we're something special. But there are people who are upset by that fact, saying, well, that mean we're not special? Well, I think it's special in another kind of way. Because when you look up at the night sky, it's no longer we're here and that's there. It's that we are part of that. And that association, for me, is actually quite enlightening and ennobling and enriching. In fact, it's almost spiritual, looking up at the night sky and finding a sense of belonging, given what we've learned about the night sky. And so now we have ourselves. Now, are we alone in the universe? We're made of the most common ingredients there are. And our chemistry is based on carbon. Carbon is the most chemically active ingredient in the entire periodic table. If you were to find a chemistry on which to base something really complex called life, you would base it on carbon. Carbon is like the fourth most abundant ingredient in the universe. Isn't that rare? You can make more molecules out of carbon than you can all other kinds of molecules combined. So if we ask ourselves, are we alone in the universe? It would be, in spite of my diatribe about UFOs, I tell you in the same breath that it would be inexcusably egocentric to suggest that we are alone in the cosmos.
Yeah, it's great to play for all of you. I hope everybody's doing well. Again, if you haven't voted, hop out there and do that. And yeah, so see you on the other side of all this stuff. So, all right, have a good rest of the day.